Welcome to Black Belt Beauty Radio, a podcast fueled by a passion to support your journey in developing your most beautiful and optimal performance in life. Each episode is driven with the intention to elevate your mind. When we elevate our mind, we elevate our life. So get ready. It's time to rise. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Black Belt Beauty Radio and Happy New Year, you guys. I'm psyched. I am so fired up. It's officially 2019 and I am ready to get after it here on the podcast and in my life in general, man. I feel very, very inspired energy moving through me. And what also feels really good is that I feel like I have incredible focus to direct this energy to work in my favor, to support my process and my pursuit in actualizing the wonderful things that I envision for my life. So I want to talk about that today for all of you. I'm really excited to drop into this very first podcast episode for all of you. I feel like it's going to be very, very supportive to you and to your process in achieving the goals that you have for yourself. And I have a unique approach and angle that I personally use in my life to actualize goals, desires, and it's been very effective so far. And it's also something that I utilize with my coaching clients, and it's been proven to be very effective for them too. So I thought, what a great way to start the year for all of you guys. Like, let me share this angle and, maybe it'll resonate with some of you and be very serving to you in your process and to your pursuit, because I want you guys to crush it this year. I'm going to take this podcast to another level this year. I have amazing guests already lined up, like remarkable guests that are going to inspire the fuck out of all of us. They already inspire me. And I'm just going to keep expanding on that. So let's get right into this one. So you guys, personally, I have goals that, goals is one word, but I like to use the word vision. So I'm super big into visualization. And it's also something that I put heavily into my coaching practice, and it is also very effective for my coaching clients. So, yes, we can call it goals, but I like to frame it more of like what I envision for my life. And I think the reason for that is because every single day I drop into this visualization of me living these actualized goals, these things that I really desire for my life, right? So why I think that's really important to do, first of all, before I roll into this unique approach and angle, is because, when you take time to drop in and to visualize yourself living all the things that you desire for your life, near or far, you create a different kind of connection to it. You really, really do. And the more you do it, the more that connection is fortified. And not only is it fortified, but it keeps you very inspired because it becomes more real. So another way to put it for me is like, I have this inner reality of these things that I desire for my life, these things that I envision for my life. And my job, my work every day is to blossom this inner reality to become my entire reality. And that's the path. That's the process. So maybe some of you guys already do that. I don't know. But if you don't, that is one thing that I think could be very helpful, rather than just like writing out goals or intentions or resolutions. Like, create this reality for yourself. Like, put all those things into you, like an actual snapshot of your life, right? What does it look like? What does it feel like? What does it taste like? What does it sound like? Like, on every level, get so detailed into that snapshot of your life. And the more you do this, like I literally do this every single morning, sometimes at night too, every day. So it legitimately feels like there's this whole inner reality that's going on in me. And ultimately, it's this reality that kind of inspires my path and drives me forward every day, right? So like I said, maybe some of you guys do that. But for those of you who don't, I think it's a really cool way, more of a three-dimensional approach to bringing these things that you desire into your life, into what feels like something that is actually attainable. You know, it's not just like writing something down on a piece of paper and then it goes away. Like you feel really connected to it when you read it, but then like a couple weeks from now, month from now, whatever it is, life happens and you fall off. I mean, I don't think it's fun to desire things, especially things like that you really desire, and then just not gain them, not actualize them, not have them, that doesn't feel good to me. So this approach, this kind of visualization approach, I think helps us to stay very connected to the things that we desire. Okay, moving on. So that's one thing. So you guys, when I'm in that state where I'm visualizing, these beautiful, wonderful things that I visualize for myself and for my life on all fronts, man, like business, like family relationships, all that stuff. It feels really, really good to be experiencing the having of all of this as my life. But what feels equally good outside of the having of it is the feeling of the woman that I had to become in order to create this life for myself. I'm going to say that one more time. It's not just the having of it that makes me feel so good when I'm living it up in my mind. It's feeling the woman that I have to become in order to be living it. So, here we go. This is the unique approach and angle that I use for myself, for my clients, and now I'm sharing with all of you. You guys, whatever your goals are, whatever that vision is, hopefully a lot of you have a very clear idea of what they are, what it is. And if you don't yet, hopefully you are working to get more clear on that. I invite you to start thinking about who you need to become in order to actually have all this stuff, to create all of it, to achieve all of it. So, this might sound complex. It's actually not. It's very simple. Like if we look at it like this, right? You need to do a software update on your computer or your phone, right? 2019 version. Well, you can't have a 2000 version of your device and try and do a 2019 software upgrade. It won't compute. It won't register. It can't handle it, right? So what has to happen? The device needs an upgrade. It needs to step up to 2019 in order to, or close to it, whatever, in order to be able to handle the software update, right? To get all the features and how all this new stuff. So if the software update is your goals and this vision of your reality, your life, well, then you are the device, right? Hopefully that puts it in even more of a clear perspective and way to look at it. So cool. How do we do that then? How do we do that every day? Like, how do we become this, next level version of ourselves? The funny thing is that we have opportunities to execute, to expand upon, to drop into the different traits, the actions, the decisions that are going to allow us to become that version of ourselves every day. But I think a lot of times we're not really aware of it, right? So hopefully what I'm about to do is going to give you a very clear pathway to that. So let's start with, I'm going to use myself as an example. We'll start with there. So for all my business goals, so if I think about the vision and what my business looks like, my career life looks like within that beautiful vision that I drop into every day, who I am in order to have created this success that I see for myself, first of all, she's already living in me. She's not somebody foreign or new. She's just like a very next level expanded version of myself. So she's brave, she's bold, she doesn't hesitate, she's composed under stress, she's focused, she's effective, she's efficient. She's confident. Okay, cool. I definitely feel like I carry all that within me, and I do operate from those states every single day. However, there's always another level to reach for, to climb for, to live from, right? And so how do I blossom deeper, further, farther, higher into that woman that I see that is so connected to these things that I desire for my business? Well, here's an example, specific example. Let's just say there's somebody I really want to get on the podcast for you guys. Man, this person is major, so inspiring, so motivating, but definitely someone very high profile who probably gets a shit ton of requests for media and all that stuff. So, it kind of makes me nervous to, reach out and try to get this person on the podcast. Like, what if they say no, I'm ignored, whatever. Or even if they don't, like now I have to sit down and actually create this epic episode, with this really major person. And it makes me nervous. It makes me a little like, holy shit, am I going to do this? Well, that next level version of Roxanne that I see, who is attached to the business success that I visualize, that I feel when I drop into this reality every day that lives within me, she does not hesitate, you guys. She doesn't. She sends the email. She makes the phone call. She sends the DM. That is something that I can do right now, every day. Do you see what I'm saying? So now let me give you another example. Let's move into like health and fitness. It's a really easy way to get clarity, offer clarity here. So let's just say you have this goal for your health and for your fitness to just take it to another level, to really get healthy, feel energized. Maybe you're already healthy and you already go to the gym, but like you want to be stronger, you want to be leaner, you want to be faster. Everybody's goals are going to be different, but just staying on the topic of health and fitness. And you create this goal, you have this vision, maybe you wrote it down, maybe you are visualizing this person that is you. Okay, well, who do you need to become in order to be living from that healthy, sexy, badass, fit version of you? And how do you become that version? Like, what do you do in your everyday right now in order to really be that person, that goal? Okay, what you can do, what you need to do, what is going to be demanded of you is something like this example. You're either going to so let's just say like you come home from work, you're tired. You have some time for movement, but the excuses start coming into your mind. You start playing it out like, should I go? Should I not? Okay. That image, that goal, that person that you have written down, that you see in your mind, that person right there doesn't think twice. Or even if there is a moment of hesitation, at the end of that moment, that person's ass is outside moving or in the gym or, whatever, somewhere in between, some class or whatever. That is an example of how you, in your every single day, can move towards that goal that you have. So what I'm saying is that it's very, very easy. I think most people, and I myself used to do this too, it's like we look at the things that we want, right? And, these goals, and we're like looking at the goal, we're looking at the things, but we're not looking at ourselves. We're not looking at ourselves. And back to the software and the device, they have to be synchronized. Like one does not come without the other. So what I'm trying to express, and hopefully I'm getting this, message across with some clarity, is that rather than just focusing on the goal, you guys, that is, the thing, the experience, the relationship, look at who you need to become. And in your everyday life, execute from that version, whether it's expanding upon, that the traits, the discipline, the actions that, you already kind of operate from, but taking it to another level. Or maybe it's all brand new shit that you have to step into, whatever it is. Maybe it's both. It's probably both, right? For me, it's probably both. That's such a fucking effective way to actualize goals. Not to mention, like, I don't know, I feel like it feels really good too, to not just be looking at the thing or the things, but to be looking at yourself. Like, who are you, right? Who are you? Who are you right now? Who are you trying to become, man? Like, I talk about this a lot on Black Belt Beauty on Instagram and even on the podcast, like the next level version of yourself. Like, I mean, listen, Black Belt Beauty is all about living from your highest expression, like your peak expression in life. And I am a firm believer that there's always this next level version of us that summons us forward, right? So I think it's really an awesome exercise to, let's summarize a little bit, create the goals, or if you already have them, start creating this snapshot of your life, living the goals as your life accomplished. You've already got it done. Like it's there. You're the person, you have the thing, the home, the business, relationship, your parent, your finances, whatever it is, all of it. Like, start creating a visualization practice that has you drop into this stuff every single day. I like to do it at the start of my day. It primes me. But wherever it's going to land for you, I just say that's a very important step. Next step is to not only envision all those details, but to now visualize who you need to be, who you have to be, who you are going to be as the person living it all. Who is that person? How do you function? Who are you under stress? Are you happy? Do you feel beautiful? Do you feel strong? Do you wake up with energy? Are you motivated? Are you a joy? Are you, like, who are you? Are you wiser? Are you very creative? Like, I'm just saying, like, who is that person? Get very, very clear on the details of your character, your personality, who you are in your life, living that actualized version of your life with all these beautiful goals that you have set up for yourself, these desires, and have, brought in, created as your life. Like, become very, very clear on who that person is, right? Cool. Next step, pay attention. Pay attention to your every single day where the opportunities are going to arise. You have to be very awake for this, for you to execute as that version of yourself. I gave you some examples already. Whatever it is, like if it's being more financially sound, cool. So maybe when that sale comes up, that's usually alluring you to buy those things and then puts you in maybe a negative space financially, that next level version of you that's got your finances dialed is like, I'm good. I'm just saying the opportunities for us to become that next level version of ourselves, it's like they're fucking everywhere, every single day. We have to pay attention. I think it's easier to pay attention to the opportunities when we have a clear vision on who we are attempting to become. And this is why it's important to step into that reality, not only looking at the things that you want to create, but who you are in the having of it all, right? Cool. Next important step, final important step is this. Writing down all these goals that you have, this vision that you have for yourself, I think is very important. Write it down. If you haven't already, I think it's very important to write it down. This part's also equally just as important. Start writing down what either has in the past or if it's something brand new, could potentially stand in your way of actualizing these goals. Write that shit down. Go through every detail. You see, I think it's really common and easy to write down the things that we want. I don't think it's common to write down or think about what can stop us, what has stopped us in the past. Or again, like if it's something brand new, go through your mind, go through your life. What could potentially get in your way? This is another technique that I offer to myself first and definitely to my coaching clients. And it works, you guys, because it's just different angles, man. And it's important to hit, if you want to really actualize goals, it's like we need to be very strategic. And that is my hope with this whole episode. It seems like a lot, and I hope I'm getting the message across very clear. But the more that we, first of all, understand what we want with clarity, the more that we understand who we need to become in order to have these things with clarity, the more that we practice and execute, our actions, our decisions from this kind of next level version of ourself that we are very clear on, what we, becoming. It's also equally important to understand like what could stop us, what could get in our way. It's really, really important because then this is the cool part, man. When you write this shit down and you look at it, it becomes a face-off. Who's going to win? Who's going to win? You? Or these potential things that either have held you back to this point or could potentially hold you back, right? Who's going to win? I love that face-off. Fuck. I have this, I don't know, man. It's like when you look at the potential hurdles, obviously life is going to surprise us. There's things that are going to pop up and, things that we can't even maybe imagine seeing that could challenge us and get in our way. But this just gives us a little bit of a head start and, more of, I guess, control, because we get to decide when we're looking at this list. It's like you or me. You guys, I'm pretty sure that everyone who listens to this podcast is going to look at yourself and go, fuck that, you're not going to win. I mean, that is my hope anyways, So, and that's definitely my intention by offering this, practice where it's like, I don't know how many of you, maybe some of you guys have already done this, but it's a really effective way to get, to clear the path for you. So, like, if I, want to become this healthy, fit, sexy, badass version of myself, but I tend to go to bed at midnight, and that's part of your list of like what has gotten in your way or what could, whatever. Well, okay, you get to decide. Am I going to start going to bed early so that I can, because I know that version of myself, he or she goes to bed earlier because waking up early feels really good, getting the workout done before, work in the day or whatever. See what I'm saying? It's really, really key. So, in summary, don't just write down goals and intentions. Start creating a snapshot of your life with these things alive as your reality. Number 2, start connecting with that version of you that is absolutely required in order to actually be living this actualized reality. Number 3, start practicing your mode of operation in your everyday life as that next level version of you. Start thinking about how that version of you that you have a lot of clarity on now, how that version of you would operate in your everyday life. Look out for the opportunities that are going to come up that are going to invite you to either A, operate like old version of you, or B, operate from expanded version of you, the version of you that is connected to the actualization of all these things that you desire for your life, that snapshot of your reality. Operate and execute from that version of you to the very best of your ability. You have to be alert and awake in order to really pay attention to, when these opportunities arise. Number 4, write down in full detail every single thing that you can imagine attempting to get in your way. Again, so maybe it's something that things that have already been holding you back from it, or maybe if this is like something brand new, a goal that's brand new, write down what could potentially stand in your way, slow you down, try and stop you. Get very clear on that too. Because the more clarity you have on that, when you're staring at what you want and you're staring at the things that can get in your way, it's gonna light a fire in your ass, man. Because it's gonna give you, like I said, it's a face-off, it's a choice. Who's gonna win? Also, like I said, it gives you more control because it's not gonna be so surprising to you. You're gonna remember. You are gonna remember when when you're tired and you don't want to go to the gym. Easy example. And you're going to have a flashback to that moment of, looking at what tries to get in your way or what has gotten in your way and the things that you desire. And then you get to decide who wins, And I think it's very, very smart and very, very effective to either come back and look at this often, like every day at the start of your day. Like it takes a few minutes to literally just look at this stuff, read it, or maybe continue to write it out. But if, it's something that you want to keep very active in your mind because it serves as a tool. It serves you as a tool. It's like you're looking at the things that you want, the person you need to become in order to have it, and you're looking at the bullshit that is potentially or already has, steps up on the path and stops you or could stop you. Really, really important, really, really effective. It's a lot. And I hope that I got this message across with clarity. It's like when you're freestyling, there's no script here, man. This is like straight up just, off the top of my head, from my head to my mouth, and hopefully getting the message across. But, it's not a brand new idea. This is something that I have used that has been effective in, like I said, in my personal life and with my clients that I coach. So I hope that it resonates with hopefully all of you, and that it will serve to be very supportive to you, and that it's kind of like a refreshing approach to starting the year and moving towards your goals, rather than just making it one-dimensional and looking at these things. You're hitting it from different angles. So, oh my gosh. Okay. I need to let you guys process that. I would love your feedback on this. This is really, really important to me. Like, was this helpful to you? Did this make sense? Am I going to have to, do it all over again down the line? And, I don't know. I would love your feedback. I feel like this was exactly what needed to be shared at the start of the year. It's an intuitive feeling for me. And so I'm very, very happy to put this out there for all of you guys. And, like I said, any feedback that you have to offer is so valued and so appreciated. You guys, I am psyched to just, like I said, support all of you to the best of my ability this year, but on another level. Like last year was dope. And I feel like I'm so proud of all the things that I was able to accomplish and create. I think that being, the woman that I am, I feel like there's always more that I can do. Like, I'm very grateful, but I'm always waking up the next day like, great, do better. Great, do better. So, and I think it's a combination of that both that's very important. It's never not acknowledging or appreciating what I have done. I always take time to acknowledge, and I really do appreciate. And at the same time, I'm like, cool, now just do better. Like, ask more of yourself, and I intend to do that here for all of you. This year, 2019. So hopefully we'll be doing it together. You guys, thank you so much for taking time to listen to this episode. And I am always, always, always so excited to be right back here with all of you. There's so much to look forward to, sending you all the highest of high energy that lives within me, the supportive love and energy that I feel for all of you guys in my heart. And yeah, Happy New Year, guys. Let's do this. Thanks so much for tuning into this episode, you guys. If you loved it, please share it on your social. Throw it up on your Instagram stories and tag me. I'm at Black Belt Beauty. I am also at Roxy Look, RoxyLook. I love connecting with you guys. This is a conversation that I want to just continue growing with you guys. So if you feel inspired, to hit me up, do so in that space. I always enjoy hearing from you. If you'd like to support this podcast, you can do so by rating it and reviewing it via iTunes. It's such supportive help, you guys. It really helps the visibility of this podcast. So I appreciate and thank you in advance for doing that. And last but not least, if you are interested in starting your own podcast, or perhaps you already have one and you need help with, editing your audio and the production of it, I cannot recommend my producers enough. Resonate Recordings, you guys, they are the bomb. I rely on them. They are an absolute supportive tool to me and my podcast. So check them out and let them know that Black Belt Beauty sent you. And on that note, you guys, I'm signing off with all my love and always looking forward to catching you on the next.